Another study argues how bad AI is for our brains. Apple and Google are reportedly pointing users to nudify apps, and Anthropic will ask Claude users to verify their identities for a few use cases. It's Thursday, April 16th, and here's a quick look at some of the news happening in the tech world this morning from Engadget. A group of researchers from across the US and the UK have conducted a study on what AI does to our brains, and the results are, well, in a word, grim. These results were published in a paper called AI Assistance Reduces Persistence and Hurts Independent Performance, which kind of tells you everything you need to know, really. The study declared, "We find that AI assistance improves immediate performance, but it comes at a heavy cognitive cost." Researchers went on to state that just 10 minutes of using AI made people dependent on the technology, which led to worsening performance and burnout once the tools were removed. The study followed people who use AI for reasoning-intensive cognitive labor. This refers to stuff like writing, coding, and brainstorming new ideas, which are some of the most common use cases. The researchers recruited 350 Americans who were asked to complete some fraction-based equations. Half of the participants were randomly granted access to a specialized chatbot built on OpenAI's GPT-5 for help, and the others had to go it all alone. Halfway through the exam, the AI group had their access cut off. Now, this led to a steep decline in correct answers by the AI group and many instances of people simply giving up. This result, in which performance and perseverance both dropped, was repeated in a larger experience with 670 people. Finally, the scientists performed one final experiment with reading comprehension questions and not math. The results were more of the same. One of the researchers warned that rapid deployment of AI in the education sector could lead to a generation of learners and people who will not know what they're capable of, and then that will really dilute human innovation and creativity. The study likened using the technology to the boiling frog effect, in which sustained AI use erodes the motivation and persistence that drive long-term learning. These effects accumulate, and by the time they are visible, they will be difficult to reverse. There are two caveats here. The study has yet to be peer-reviewed, and also researchers found one tiny bright spot regarding the use of AI. People who used AI tools for hints and clarification had a much easier time once the chatbot was removed when compared to those who used the bot to essentially prompt the answers. Earlier this year, it was revealed that Apple and Google were offering nudify apps on their stores despite having clear policies barring such content. Nearly 3 months later, such apps are not only still available, but being actively promoted on the iOS App Store and Google Play, according to a new report from the Tech Transparency Project. Many of those were labeled E for everyone, meaning they could be downloaded by children. Searching for nudify or undress and other terms in those stores gives users access to apps that can make real people nude or put them into pornographic videos. The new report alleges that the platforms are key participants in the spread of AI tools that can turn real people into sexualized images. The app stores even ran ads for similar nudifying apps in the search results. The group identified 18 nudify apps in Apple's App Store and 20 in Google Play. Some were marketed with sexual images, while others were not advertised as such, but could still be used for deepfakes. Those apps have collectively generated around $122 million in revenue and been downloaded 483 million times. Apple and Google both have policies banning sexual or pornographic material, and Google has a specific policy against nudifying apps. Apple told Bloomberg that it removed 15 apps identified by the group, while Google said it suspended a number of them. One of the apps cited in the report, called Video Face Swap AI, Deepface, advertises itself by showing an actress's face swapped onto another actress's body and allows users to put a real person's face on the bodies of partially undressed women. That app was rated E for everyone. Anthropic has started rolling out identity verification on Claude for a few use cases. The company did not list out those use cases in its announcement, but we've asked it for details, and we'll update this post when we hear back from them. Anthropic says you might see a verification prompt upon accessing certain capabilities, asking you to verify your identity. You would have to show a valid and physical government-issued photo ID. You'd also have to take a selfie with your phone or computer camera that the system will compare against the ID that you present. The news, as you'd expect, was not well received. Many users are questioning the necessity of identity verification to be able to use an AI chatbot, especially if Anthropic already has their credit cards on file as paying subscribers. People are also criticizing Anthropic's decision to use persona identities, which also provides age verification services for OpenAI and Roblox. One of Persona's major investors is venture firm Founders Fund, which was co-founded by Peter Thiel, who's also the co-founder and chairman of surveillance company Palantir. Palantir's customers are mostly federal agencies and government offices, including the FBI, the CIA, and U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Most criticisms against the company center around the services it provides those customers, as they are mainly used to expand government surveillance using its facial recognition and AI technologies. In its announcement, Anthropic said that Persona will be the one handling your IDs and selfies. It will not copy and store those images. It also said that Persona is contractually limited in how it can use your data, and that all data passing through its process is encrypted in transit and at rest. Anthropic emphasized that it will not use your identity data to train its models, and that it will not share your data with anyone else. Thanks for listening. There's more tech news at Engadget.com. This episode featured journalism from Lawrence Bonk, Steve Dent, and Mariella Moon. Enjoy your day. I'll be back tomorrow with more tech news from Engadget.